Well, good morning, everyone. It is meteorologist Kelly Bayern here in the KOIN 6 KOIN Now digital booth coming to you with a forecast. If you missed our forecast on the airwaves earlier this morning, well, here you go. The update details a discussion on our bomb cyclone, what it is, why it's important, why we're using it, and maybe the weather impacts that we will have, the timing of these weather impacts too, as this bomb cyclone nears us. We are also tracking potentially damaging winds again for the coastline. We'll talk about all of the wind alerts in place and what you can expect in your region going into tonight and tomorrow. And still looking at lots of heavy snow for the mountains as we work our way into tonight, and a couple of winter weather advisories and more snowfall expected for the Cascades as we head our way into the next day. So lots of impacts here. Let's get into it. There's your peek at the satellite and radar. Now this is a live look here from satellites up in space looking over the Pacific Ocean. So I've drawn on some of these arrows here, which you can see, and that is just kind of showing the curl around the low that is deepening, it's strengthening. And this again is our bomb cyclone. This is going to rapidly intensify by a certain threshold that characterizes it into a bomb cyclone. What it is a drop in pressure by 24 millibars in 24 hours, and this storm is doing that. When pressure is dropped in a low system or a storm, that means it's becoming stronger. So this low system and the storm offshore is doing that. It's no different from just a storm. It's just classified as a bomb cyclone because of its rapid intensification and the size of it too. So this is a big storm. And the good news with this bomb cyclone is that it is well offshore here. We tend to see sometimes these bomb cyclones and big cyclones forming in the winter time. We've seen them on the East Coast, but now we are getting one forming, and it will continue to strengthen and start to veer towards us over the next day or so here in the region. So there it is offshore, and you can see that that curl there. Again, a lot of moisture and strong winds coming for the region. Let's talk about it more here. I think the main impacts for the Oregon coast will be the strongest of the winds, heavy rain, which could lead to potentially some urban flooding on roadways. And again, that wind damage could knock down some tree limbs. Again, we could see some gusts up to about 60 miles per hour, which could lead to scattered power outages too. So I would charge your devices heading into tonight. We'll start to see those winds increasing as we head into the evening and even the afternoon. The valley, again, I'm not expecting a windstorm, not expecting damaging winds. Those will mainly stay well offshore and again around the coastline. But in Portland, we could see some gusts maybe around 25 to 35 miles per hour into tonight through Wednesday morning. And there are some portions on weather models that are showing Southwest Washington, maybe the foothills, like out to East Clark County, Battleground, Hawkinson, all of those portions of Clark and Cowlitz County. We could see some gusts maybe up to 50 or so miles per hour. So that could lead to some scattered power outages and maybe some downed tree limbs up in the foothills. So we're going to keep our eyes on those locations. But this is a big storm moving in. Now, if the storm were going to shift and move closer into Portland, if models had forecasted that way, we would likely be talking about a windstorm. But that is not happening. We're happy to see it staying offshore. So we're really going to see impacts like some heavy rain and some stronger winds that'll mostly be felt out towards the coastline. So let's get more into it here with the Futurecast. So this is a weather model showing us when that rain starts to shift into the area. I think we'll see rain showers throughout the day in Portland, rainy for the coast too. These are just the showers before we start to see that stronger jet of moisture shifting in. So wet weather, showers through the afternoon. There could even be some dry breaks here in Portland too as we hit the afternoon. However, the coastline, that is when we start to see that rain ramping up. It becomes more persistent, more widespread, and slightly heavier as the edge of that bomb cyclone starts to near us and move closer to the coastline. So we will likely see rain showers continuing in Portland into the evening. That rain again just more persistent as we head our way beyond sunset and into our evening hours. So you'll want the rain jacket today. And you might notice much of the afternoon it is still pretty quiet here in Portland. The bulk of the stronger soggy weather really comes this evening and overnight while a lot of us are in bed. So we are thankful for that. Again, it's not happening during the day, but more so when a lot of us will be sleeping. But we'll still see impacts, and there are some early risers that will be up and impacted by this weather. So we're going to keep watching it here. Now, a wider look. This is still the weather model showing that bomb cyclone offshore. I've got the pressure gradient. Let me pull this full for you so you can see it. I've got those pressure gradient contours on this too. And in that center, that is the low right there. And that is the location of this bomb cyclone. So it's a very strong storm with the center of low pressure around 950 millibars. Again, this is unusual. We don't often see these big of storms coming, but once every 1 to 2 years, they certainly can arrive. And it's really cool to see here meteorologically, because this is such a powerful storm undergoing this rapid intensification that we call bombogenesis, and just so cool to see out there. So notice how that big band of rain out towards areas of Northern California and the Southern Oregon coast is present there. That is a Category 3 atmospheric river that is coupled with this bomb cyclone. So we're expecting a lot of rain to hit the Southern Oregon coast and Northern California too. So I think we'll see major impacts, possibly some flooding for the coastal areas of both Northern California and Southern Oregon. That's where the bulk of the rain in the system is going to go. Meanwhile, we'll still see some heavy rain in Portland, but I don't think it's anything out of the ordinary. It's going to be pretty soggy, but again, this is nothing too extreme for us. We could see maybe about an inch of rain just in the next 24 hours, but again, there may be some significant flooding potential in portions of Southern Oregon from this bomb cyclone and atmospheric river that is coupled with it. We just continue heading into Thursday and Friday with that bomb cyclone just churning offshore. So it's going to still pump rain showers into the valley and the coastline, but they'll be off and on and fairly light at times. We'll get some dry breaks. However, down in Northern California, that persistent heavy rain just continues. So that's why that concern for flooding, again, is mostly in areas of Northern California, because the ARs, or the atmospheric river, is really directed to that region of the West Coast. So yeah, I'm curious to see how the rest of the week shapes up down there. I'm sure there are a lot of weather alerts and warnings for folks in that region. But take a look at some of these forecast rain totals. This is going from right now through Wednesday night. And notice how Portland, we could see about an inch of rain, which is a lot. It's going to be very, very rainy here, especially this evening and overnight. I think by Wednesday, when you're waking up tomorrow, you'll see some scattered rain showers. There could be some neighborhoods around Portland because of the rain that are maybe seeing some ponded rainwater. I've certainly driven through neighborhoods and hit those big puddles with my car. So that is certainly possible heading into tomorrow, and you'll want to use extra caution on the roadways with all of this heavy rain. The coast could see maybe 1.5 inches to up to about 2 inches of rain through tomorrow night. So also looking quite soggy, and urban flooding also possible. Sometimes we see areas around the seaside, Highway 101 down to Tillamook flooding because of heavy rain events. So that has happened in the past, and certainly could see more flooding with all the rain that is coming this round. Now, we head to the end of the week, and rain totals, again, maybe adding another 1/4 inch for the area. I think after Wednesday, these rain showers are going to be quite scattered, and we're not expecting soggy weather the rest of the week, really just coming tonight through Wednesday, and then it's off and on light rain at times through Friday. So there will be some breaks and more normal weather that you can enjoy heading into Thursday and Friday here in Portland. But look at all the yellow. Again, just looking at that atmospheric river that just pumps in inches of rainfall for the northern Northern California coast and the Southern Oregon coastline. Some models showing 6-7 inches of rain, even Medford and Roseburg 2 to 3 inches of rain. So there will be some major impacts from this atmospheric river and the bomb cyclone over the next week here as we head towards Friday. So that is something to watch. If you've got family out there, make sure they are staying weather aware and watching their local forecasters and are prepared for all of the heavy rainfall. Okay, getting into the wind impacts now. We have a bunch of alerts in place for the region. A high wind warning, For the coastline, a wind advisory for the valley and a hurricane force wind warning for the ocean waters just offshore of the Oregon coastline. That is a first in my career. I think it's very unusual and rare to get that type of warning here. So pretty incredible to see that. But we are expecting to possibly see wind gusts up to about 80 miles per hour. Hurricane force winds start at 74 miles per hour. And again, gusts up to 80, certainly possible. Hurricane force winds just offshore, leading to massive waves and just tumultuous rough seas. So boaters, any ship captains, avoid the waters. They will be treacherous going into the next day. So high wind warning also for the coast. Again, those coastal communities could see wind gusts up to about 60 miles per hour. In Portland and the Valley, wind gusts in general maybe up to 45 miles per hour, but looking at more of these neighborhoods and isolated spots, I do think the majority of Portland will see wind gusts closer to maybe 35 miles per hour, topping out around there, which is nothing to get too scared about. We aren't expecting to see a windstorm or major wind damage in Portland. However, there will be some spots around the foothills that could see some stronger winds, and that's in Southwest Washington. So take a look at wind gusts going into the afternoon. We'll see those speeds ramping up for the coast by about 2 p.m. Portland could already see wind gusts close to 30 miles per hour out of the east, and those winds just continue to strengthen. Take a look at the coast there. Lincoln City, this model is showing wind gusts up to about 70 miles per hour. Same for down in Yachats and Florence, Tillamook, and up to the north parts of the Oregon coastline. There could be some isolated gusts up to 40 to 60 miles per hour. Portland, again, still stays breezy. We'll see those wind gusts up to about 30 miles per hour going into tomorrow morning by 6, 7, 8 o'clock in the morning. Those winds do start to die down, both for the coast and also here in Portland. Closer look here at the metro area. So take a look at Southwest Washington near Battleground and portions of Clark and Cowlitz County up to areas of Columbia County and then out to the coast. That is where I think those isolated, stronger wind gusts from the east might ramp up outside of Portland. So there still could be some wind damage, some tree limbs downed, power lines and outages possible with speeds up to about 45 to maybe 50 miles per hour in some of those foothills of Southwest Washington. So we will keep our eyes on that. I do think the winds in Portland will stay on the lighter side. It'll still be breezy with gusts up to about 30 miles per hour, noticeably breezy, but again, the strongest winds likely in Southwest Washington. And then those winds also calm down as we head our way into Wednesday. So again, our weather alert is in place today. Keep your eyes on the forecast with us as we head our way into the day. We're watching out really for the Oregon coastline. There could be those damaging winds, very rough seas, and heavy rainfall all across the Oregon coastline heading into the day today. A quick look up to the mountains too. It's just been relentlessly snowing up there. It's been just an early start to the season. We've seen 2 feet of new snow in the last 2 days reported at Mount Hood Meadows. One of the best starts to ski and snowboard season ever. So this is great to see up there. It's nice to have that snow sticking high up in the mountains, but Meadows at 5,000 feet, continuing to see snow up there. And again, we could see maybe about a foot more of snow by tomorrow. Snow levels do rise to about 7,000 feet, so there could be some melting on the passes as we get into Wednesday morning. But we will still see snow showers the rest of the week, and the mountains will continue to build up the snowpack through Friday and over the weekend too, which is great to have up there. There's your quick look at the passes. Again, Mount Hood and Government Camp there at 4,000 feet, snow-coated. So make sure you are prepared for winter driving conditions and have the chains and all of that good stuff, an extra blanket, maybe some snacks in the car in case you get stuck or you get stuck behind someone who has gotten stuck and you have to wait. So be ready for the passes. They will likely stay snowy through tonight and then later in the week. There's Willamette Pass, also snow-coated and tough to drive through. So you look at the 7-day forecast. Our KOIN 6 weather alert continues tonight into early Wednesday morning. Tomorrow looks breezy, but the rain starts to let up. The winds will start to let up, and then the rest of the week it's scattered showers off and on, maybe lighter rainfall. not as much rain as we will see overnight tonight. And our temperatures staying chilly. It's November. We're back in the upper 40s to low to mid 50s. So be ready for it. Again, I'm not expecting a windstorm in Portland, but we will see some breezy conditions and stronger winds in Southwest Washington. And then the coastline, if you're out there, charge your devices. Time to secure your outdoor patio furniture and stuff in your yards with these strong winds coming in tonight. And we will keep watching this bomb cyclone as we head our way into tonight and tomorrow. So that's about it. Take care. Be safe out there. And all of the rainfall that we will see, have the raincoat by the door. And you can catch me every morning on KOIN 6 and Portland CW from 4:30 to 9 in the morning. So I will catch you next time. Thanks for tuning in, and stay safe out there.